Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, everybody out there in the land? It is March, February. Oh, March, April. Oh my gosh. We're in April. Forgive me. I am on spring break, so I forgot what month we're in. The school year is not even over yet, but we are in April. Yes, we are, and I'm on spring break. So thank y'all for joining me tonight. Welcome to the fifth. Tonight we are going to be talking about decluttering. Decluttering. Getting rid of those things that are in your life. Hey, what's up? What's up? Tina, I'm here. I'm here. I'm living my best life. You know how I do. Tonight, we are going to be talking about decluttering. What are those things that are in your life? What are those people that are in your life that you just cannot seem to let go of? That you just can't seem to take your finger off of? Sometimes it's things that you realize like you don't even need. So this whole topic tonight just came about because I'm moving, and I have been dreading this for a minute. It's not that I don't want to move, it's that you just get comfortable in the space that you're in, and moving is no joke. Like, you live in this space for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Everything is where you want it to be. You go, you come as you please, and everything just seems to be in place. So you're not ever thinking a lot of the things in your home, you don't need it. A lot of the things that you have is like for comfort. A lot of the things that you have is just something that makes you feel comfortable. It gives you some kind of peace. But now that I've been in the process of moving, I realize how many things I need to declutter. Like, it's so many things in this house that I don't even need. It's things in this house I haven't seen in the 3, 4, 5 years. I don't even know how long I've been here, but there's so many things in here that I just don't need. So I thought, what better way than to start off this podcast tonight and just talking about decluttering. What's up, Tori? Thank you for joining. All right. So we're going to talk about decluttering. So let's kick this thing off. All right. Declutter. Okay. Y'all can be active in the chat. Talk to me. Tell me what's up. But when you think about decluttering, most people think about like throwing away things that I don't need, you know, seeing this thing in this place and probably thinking it would look better somewhere else. Getting rid of some old sheets or some old towels. Probably want to reorganize and redo your closet for whatever reason. But tonight, let's talk about decluttering your mind. Let's talk about decluttering your life. Let's talk about you making space for things that can release you from whatever you're holding on to. Let's talk about things that you can let go of, that you really just got to grasp on. And you realize even if you let it go, there is still so much air in this world for you to breathe. And let's talk about some things that just straight up allows you to be free. Be free, right? Declutter your mind, declutter your life. What are some things that you have in your life that you don't need? Are there some people in your life that you could just, I'm not going to say do without them, but they don't need to be as close to you as you have them right now. All right. If you don't understand it, this is Declutter tonight on the 5th. If you're joining later or you're joining in right now, I hear you doing some of that decluttering today for sure. If you're just joining and you missed it, like I said, I've been moving. All right. So if you don't like for me, so I'm going to be totally transparent, right? So I have been here in this space and I've just been collecting things and collecting things and collecting things. So if you know me, I like shoes, particularly tennis shoes, right? I like gear. I like Nike. I like Adidas. I like some Under Armour. You know what I'm saying? I'm a basketball player. I'm a coach. I kick back on tomboy style. So I like a lot of gear that just makes me comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I get dressed up every now and again. You know, I be doing her. I be doing her when I have to, when I got to present myself. You know, I be in that feminine energy. But for the most part, I just like to chill and kick it, right? But then let me go deep with y'all right now. Let me go deep with y'all right now. So I'm cleaning out the top drawer of my, my chest of drawers. And I'm just throwing stuff out, just throwing stuff out. And I knew somebody wanted me to see this. So when I got married years ago, I had a little flash drive that had all the wedding pictures on it. Let me tell you something. That thing flipped out of my drawer and fell on the floor. And I lie to you not. And I'm not just saying this for the sake of the podcast. I looked at it on the floor and I looked back up and all I said to myself was, DeClutter. When I'm telling you, I'm not telling you nothing your girl ain't doing for herself. DeClutter is on 120%, right? If you could have seen the bags and bags of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about like stuff. I'm talking about things that I like. Like I told you, shorts, t-shirts, tennis shoes. It was gone. Oh yeah, Tori, I'm on some real stuff tonight. I'm on some real stuff tonight. Let me take y'all even deeper on this one because I'm going to be totally transparent and I'm going to jump back into this. Not only did I find a flash drive that had wedding pictures on it, sit back, y'all, and listen to me. And look at my face when I tell you this because this is as real as I'm ever going to get. I also found a marriage license and a copy of the marriage license. If I want Fred to show y'all the mess that's in this house, I would show y'all that I have it in a basket right now that is a bunch of papers to shred. What am I talking about tonight? I'm on DeClutter on 150%. I am making room for me. I am making space for me. Matter of fact, let me show you where I'm at, and I want you to join me. Hit that reset button one time. Hit that reset button one time. And let's go. Let's get this life moving in the direction that it needs to be going in. Ain't nothing to hold on to. Ain't nothing to hold on to. That's the past. I'm looking straight up, on and forward to my future. Yes, I am on it tonight because you know what? I'm coming on here to inspire y'all to be a better version of yourself and let go of things. And the one thing that I'm going to do is be transparent. So flick off that disc that got all them wedding pictures, shred that marriage license, because guess what? I'm single. I don't need to hold on to none of that. It serves me no purpose for where my life is going. No purpose. And I'm not just saying that. No disrespect to the person I was with. Do you, boo? I'll just let you know, Sandy DeLeese, Dr. Sandy DeLeese, Teacher Sandy DeLeese, Coach Sandy DeLeese, Life Coach Sandy DeLeese is on 150, and I am decluttering my life starting today, and I'm inspiring you to declutter your life. Everything feels good. Release, let it go, and be free. Okay? You will never realize how many things are holding you back because you are afraid to release some things. Don't be afraid to walk away from your past. Don't be afraid, especially when your past meant you no good. Follow what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you that mean yourself no good. I'm talking about things that you participated in that you thought in that moment was what you needed. You're going to find out that was then. What you needed then, you don't need it now. How do I know you don't need it now? Because yesterday is gone. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it is a part of your history, but we in the present. We are living in the present, making room, making space for right now so we can move forward into our future. All right? So tonight's episode, we are talking about decluttering your mind, decluttering your life, however you do it. You know, on some recent episodes, I've spoken about meditating. I've spoken about journaling. I've talked about making time for you to rest. Just give yourself the space to be present. It don't have to be with anybody else. Be present with yourself. Be present for yourself. All right? Declutter. Okay? So I was having a little conversation earlier with a good girlfriend of mine, you know, and she's in my thoughts, she's in my prayers always, you know, and we all go through these times in life where we lose somebody, you know, and her and I get into real deep conversations. It ain't nothing for us to get into a deep conversation, you know, but she's just realizing, like, on our first day of spring break, she sat down and she was just tired and just tired. Like, I'm talking to her and I'm like, sis, you sound like you sick. And she's like, no, I'm just tired, you know. But in very recent, like within the last 2-3 weeks, she lost someone very dear to her. And she's been ripping and running, traveling, making arrangements, doing this, that, and the third, you know. And she realized, like, her and her family, they're in another phase. They're in the phase of where now all of this stuff is done. My mind now has the space to just relax. Like, there's so many things that she couldn't think of a couple of weeks ago because she had a totally different agenda. Now, she didn't sit down and say, man, I want to forget about what I just went through. It's not that. The body has a very funny way of allowing you to just release. All right. And I'm going to just go ahead and say, y'all forgive me. As you know, I was sick a week ago. I'm still sick. So if I just need to cough to the side, just forgive me. But I'm trying to hold it in and not let it go. But I probably will have to cough in a minute. So forgive me in advance. But you know, when you just sit down, the body has a way of just releasing things off of you. You know, like when I came here in the South, I hear people talking about like a monkey on your back. You know what I'm saying? And then you just feel like that monkey's off of your back, like something has just been released, you know? So you have to give yourself that space. You have to give yourself that space to be honest. Be honest with yourself and realize I am going through something and this is just where I am. You know, I've been sick. I don't know. I must have been getting some stuff out of me because this cough that I had, that it won't go anywhere. I don't have COVID. I don't have pneumonia. I don't have bronchitis. It's just something viral. And I was coughing nonstop. But I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here. I am here. And I'm releasing some things out of me. I released some things out of me. So I'm okay with it. I'm still breathing. I'm still here with you. All right. So we talk about hitting that reset button on things in your life, things in your mind that you just need to declutter, let it go, release, let go, and be free. All right. So take a little like register of yourself. You know what I'm saying? What are some things that you need to move on from? Is there a place that you need to move on from? Here's the tricky question I have for you. And I'm going to say it in two ways. Here's the first thing. Are you the person that's holding yourself back? Or are you the person that you need to move on from? Do you need to move on from yourself? Pause for a second and think about that. Do you need to move on from yourself? Now, don't follow me and think that I'm talking on some negative stuff, because I'm not. You've all heard it. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. The mind is a very powerful thing, and the mind will play tricks on your body. Your mind will have you thinking and your body feeling like you need something more. You need something extra, right? So take a good calculation of yourself. Are you the person that's holding yourself back? Are you the person that's holding on to somebody else? Are you the person that's holding on to something? Are you the person that's holding on to a memory that's just weighing you down? You got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. And they say weight is a heavy load. I'm not talking about WEIGHT. I'm talking about WAIT. That weight. I'm waiting on this. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on them. I'm waiting on me. What are you waiting for that you are the person holding yourself back? What do you need to do to move on from you? Right? What are you afraid of? Is there something that you are afraid of? Let me tell you something. Sometimes people are afraid of a new version of themselves because that thing, that old you just feels so normal. That old you just feels so comfortable. That old you just feel like it's giving you life. So you are afraid of evolving. You are afraid of the new version of yourself. Oh no, don't be the person hold yourself back on your business, Miss Edwards. Don't hold yourself back. Because I had a conversation with somebody and I don't remember what it was about, but I was like, yo, I am the person that I'm not afraid to fail. Right? Actually, I remember we were talking about moving into a new position and moving into a new job. Right? And it's like, wow, am I good enough for this? Can I really do this? Is this me? Here's the thing that I said to them. You are not going to fail. Why? It is something new. And just because you might feel like it's not working out, it doesn't mean that you failed. Because along the way, if you stay present, there is always something for you to learn. Always. Experience is our best teachers. If you don't experience anything, if you are afraid to experience life, if you are afraid of the ups and downs of life, it's going to be almost impossible to grow. And I mean that sincerely, right? If I do the same things every day and I could drive up and down this street back and forth with my eyes closed, I'm not doing nothing miraculous. You know what I'm saying? But let me just say, whatever your job is, right? Whatever your job is, I'm a teacher. I go to school every day to make a difference in somebody's life. Anybody's life. It don't have to be a student. It could be an adult. It could be administration. It doesn't matter to me. Every single day, there is somebody's life that I'm going to make a difference in. And it's not going to be an aha moment. Because just because I said it to you and it seems like I'm normally speaking the way I speak, it might be something powerful for you that you said. Someone can say something that they say every day and say it to me, and I'm sitting back like, wow, that blew me. And now I'm thinking and my wheels are turning. All right. So for you, Miss Edwards, don't hold yourself back. Never be the person that stops yourself from growing. Okay. You cannot be afraid to fail. You cannot be afraid to take a leap of faith. Okay. Just because that next rock is shaky, nobody ever said that that next rock is not going to hold you. If it's there, go ahead and step on it. You understand what I'm saying? If it goes down, you're not going to drown. Lift your head up and swim. Get to the next rock or get back to shore and find a different rock for you to step on that's going to get you to where you're trying to go. Don't just stop right there. All right? Tonight, we're talking about decluttering. Declutter your mind, declutter your life. So we spoke about earlier, go ahead and hit that reset button. Do not be afraid to press reset. All right? Here's something else that I'm going to say. Decluttering means saying no to some things. When you declutter, you have to be able to say no to some things. It's not going to be easy. Some of those things are going to hurt to let go of. When you declutter, it means saying no to certain people. It might hurt, but it will be fine. Listen to the other side of this. Just because you say no to some things, it doesn't mean that you immediately have to fill that space with a yes. Okay? Let me say this to you again. What's up, Jonathan? Welcome to the fifth. Welcome to the fifth. We're talking about decluttering your mind and your life tonight. All right? Let me say this to you one more time. Decluttering means saying no to some things or some people. Just because you say no to something or some people, it does not mean that you have to immediately fill that space with a yes. Sip that for a second. Like put your pinky up and turn your cup up and sip on that. Because one of the hardest things to do is to make space and then look back at it and say, ooh, now I got space. There is something else that I can put in this space. No, that space is for you, baby. Hold it. Hold space for you. Don't just make space for somebody else. Hold that space for yourself. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. It is important to reset every day, sometimes multiple times a day. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Right? If we were only in this world and we only made one mistake a day, ooh-wee, how beautiful this life would be. Reset. You can't be afraid to reset. You know, multiple times a day. Life is a roller coaster. And if you ever been on a roller coaster, your stomach get that knot in it a few different times, whether you go up, down, sideways, all this. Haha. I hear you going back to access denied. Yes, absolutely. All right, hit that reset button. All right, but remember, just because you say no to some things, it does not mean that you immediately have to say yes to something else. You don't have to fill that space with anything. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes people make is that I always have to be doing something. I always have to be doing something. Like some people are afraid of awkward silence. Some people are afraid of dead air. That space is for you. That space is for you. One of the biggest things that, and I'm not saying like I got it going on, but when I was doing my life coaching certification and we would practice, I mean, these are people I don't know. So there's at least 60, 70 of us online, and then we would go through these role plays. And one of the hardest things that a lot of people found was just holding the dead air and allowing that person to just talk. Because as a life coach, when I'm speaking to someone and I ask a question or I add on to something they said for clarification and they're responding to me, if I'm constantly trying to speak and fill the dead air, I'm not giving that person time to tell me or share with me something very important that I could listen to help them maybe get over a hurdle. So I'm not afraid of dead air. I'm not afraid of space. I sit by myself plenty of times in the still, in the quiet. One of my favorite places to be is at the beach and just listen to the waves. And I just sit, no music in my ear. I just sit on a bench, in my car, wherever, and I just listen. And it is one of the most beautiful places to be. And I'm not talking about the beach, I'm just talking about space. When you hold that space for yourself, you declutter your mind, you declutter your life, and you just leave that space open for something of value, it means so much more. It makes a big difference in your life when you're able to just hold space for yourself. So don't be afraid of dead silent. Don't feel that you always have to be talking to someone. Don't feel like you always have to be saying something. Don't feel like you always have to be going somewhere. Don't feel that you always need to be inviting somebody over. Don't feel like you always need somebody in your life when you're transitioning from a friendship to a friendship, or a relationship to a relationship, or a situationship. Definitely not to another situationship. Do yourself a favor and give yourself some space. Appreciate the work that you're doing to declutter your mind. Appreciate the work that you're doing to declutter your heart. Appreciate the work that you're doing to just get outside, take a nice walk, and rid your body of toxins. Declutter. Take care of you. Appreciate the time that you take for yourself. All right. So don't say no to something and quickly jump back in and feel like you have to say yes to something else. All right. Make room for relaxation. Rest, reset, and relax. Declutter. Rest, reset, and relax. Like, make some room for something spontaneous to happen. Let something happen for you out of the blue. Feel good about it. Laugh about it. Be proud of yourself that you actually gave yourself that space for something amazing to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you just want to be a busybody all the time. If you're a busybody all the time, how much are you missing? Whether it be for yourself, whether it be with your kids, whether it be with your spouse, whether it be with your family, whether it be with your pet. You don't have to be busy. There's a whole lot of busyness, right? And sometimes you're just busy because you're afraid of the dead silence. Some people are so afraid of being by themselves that they invite any and everybody, or always find something to do, because they are afraid of facing their true selves, because their true selves scare them. If you are afraid of you and what your mind and the places that it will take you to when you stop for yourself, I urge you to stop and pay attention to yourself, because you're always going to be with you. And if you don't want to deal with you now, you're always going to carry that load and that weight of, when am I going to deal with myself? And like I said before, if you don't deal with yourself, you can't deal with nobody else, no matter what you think. It's always going to be good, and then it's going to be bad. It's going to be good, and it's going to be bad. Because the problem ain't really them. The problem is you. You are not taking the time to declutter your mind, declutter your soul, declutter your spirit. Allow yourself to be fresh and renewed, right? Deny yourself access to your old self. Welcome the new me. You can do this. All right? Stop saying yes to everything just because you have space. Say no, and mean no. Sit with yourself. Sit with that dead silence. Sit with that dead air and give yourself time to see what happens next. All right. Let something spontaneous happen. Let something out of the blue. All right. Make time to allow yourself to move on. Make time to allow yourself to let go of whatever you think it is that you need, but it serves you absolutely no purpose in your life. All right. Okay. If you're just joining me on the 5th, I'm going to give you a little recap. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about decluttering. And if you weren't on here at the beginning, let me just let you know I'm moving. I was decluttering myself, and I was telling the people that were on here earlier, while I was decluttering a drawer, I've been married before, and a scan this or something popped out with wedding pictures, and I looked at it and I was like, declutter. And as I kept going into that drawer, I found a marriage license and I put it in the box to shred, and I'm like, declutter. So I'm coming on some real declutter stuff tonight. So that's where I'm at. I'm just being transparent because I want you to know that if I'm talking about decluttering, I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm not just here on this podcast because it's something I like to do. I'm on it on this podcast to inspire you, right? And while I'm inspiring you, I'm inspiring myself. So I'm at 150% decluttering tonight. I'm saying no to things that I no longer need in my life. I'm saying yes to the space. I'm saying yes to the space. Let me tell you this. I already said yes to the dress way back when. Now it's time for me to say yes to the space. And the space that I'm in, I love it. The dress was beautiful. But guess what? The dress was in the past. I got different dresses that I love wearing. I got different heels that I like to wear. I got different attire that I like to wear. I'm saying yes to this space. I'm saying yes to this freedom. I'm saying yes to my free mind. I'm saying yes to a new spirit. I'm saying yes to freedom. And I'm encouraging you to do the same thing, right? The past, the memories, let it go. Move on to something new. Go find your purpose. Be mindful, be present, be one with yourself, and take up that own space, your own space in your life that you're making for yourself, right? Just because you say no to one thing, it doesn't mean you have to say yes to something else. Okay, so move on. Give yourself time to move on. Let yourself grow. Let yourself evolve, right? Life is evolution. Life is always changing. Life is ever growing. And you don't want to be stuck and get left behind by life because you're afraid of moving on. Memories are going to stay. Memories come and memories go. All right? But I'm talking about holding on to the past, things that you're holding yourself hostage to. People don't hold you hostage. You're holding yourself hostage. All right? So I just said it. Decluttering is not forgetting your past. It's about making an honest space for your future. Okay? I'm not asking you to forget your past. I'm not asking you to let go of the memories. All right? I'm asking you to just not to hold on. Make space for new things. Make space for a better version of yourself. Okay? You don't know how much growth you have inside of you if you're afraid to declutter. Throw some things out. Okay? I got rid of things. I got rid of clothes. I got rid of shoes. I got rid of socks. I got rid of all kinds of things, right? And I just said, I'm not necessarily starting over, because I don't really need new things, but there's now space. If there is something that I want or something that I need per se, there is space for me to put it in there because I've gotten rid of a lot of things that I've been holding on to. All right. But like I said to you earlier, I'm not filling that space right now. There's no need. There's no need. I'm letting something spontaneous happen. I'm going to hold that space for myself to see what happens. Okay. It's been a beautiful thing. Like nobody likes to move and it's been treacherous. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm tired. My mom is tired. We're doing a whole lot of things, but I made space tonight to stop and get on the 5th because this is important to me. Speaking to the people out there is important to me. This is the space that I was able to fill after I decluttered certain things. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not wasting my time doing this. This is a positive space. This space for me feels good. And I love being in this space. Okay. This is me making space for my future. This is me making space for your future. Hence, that's why I wanted to call it the fifth. Okay. Because the future is forward. I can't look back and think that I'm going to go forward looking back. Okay. Things that I lost back then, I'm not going to regain it. And even if something comes back around full circle, it's not going to be the same thing. Something about it will have changed because something about me have changed. So it's not going to be new. The lens that I look at things now is way different. My perspective is different, you know? So something could come back around, but I'm not going to have the same vision. I'm not going to have the same lens. I may not even approach it or deal with it in the same way because I've grown so much. I've evolved so much. You know, I've gone through the process. I've given myself time to go through whatever stages that I've had to go through. And moving from this place to another place is another part of my growth. You know, and it doesn't always feel good because it's tough. It's tough to move. You know, things that you thought were in place needs to now be moved. Right. So I'm making space for the future, space to be evolved. Excuse me, space to become a better version of myself. All right. So I'm encouraging you tonight. Don't be afraid to hit that reset button. Do not be afraid to hit the reset button. All right. Do not be afraid to release, let go, and be free. I appreciate you, Tori. All right. Do not be afraid to release it, let go of it, and be free. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Tori says she taking it all in. She listening. I appreciate that because, you know, like I said, I come on here and I'm okay with people disagreeing with me. This is my perspective. But at the end of the day, if I can bless somebody, I'm definitely in the business of wanting to bless one person, two people, three people. I mean, this is on here for life. So I'm going to bless people while I'm gone and I'll never know it, but I'm okay with that. All right. Give time to yourself to relax. Give yourself time to allow your mind to be renewed. Matter of fact, give yourself the space to try something new. Give yourself the space to try something new. All right. Be bold. Be brave. Like, I am woman, hear me roar. You are man, hear you roar. We are people, hear us roar. You understand what I'm saying? Do something great for yourself. If you have to start with decluttering, then that's what I'm talking about tonight. Declutter. Haha, say word, word. All right. Make space for you. And that is a message that I want to send to you tonight. You know, because when you're in a position where you speak to people and people are listening to you, you make space for people. All right. But I want you to be good to yourself, be true to yourself, and I want you to make space for yourself. Don't fill that empty nothing with something, because that empty nothing is something. All right. Don't fill that empty nothing with something. That empty nothing is something. It's like a bird's nest. Even when the birds are born and they fly away, that nest still serves a purpose, right? I don't know much about birds, but I'm pretty sure some other bird could come along and be like, free rent, free light, free cable. I don't even have to go find my own straws. The space is already there and it's available, right? That space is already there. And that bird probably, or maybe didn't even know that once her babies are born and they grow up and they leave the nest, that nest is there for somebody else. And they now have the space to rebirth and have new baby birds that's going to be born again. So you find that space for yourself and find a rebirth of yourself. All right. Don't be afraid of the silence. Don't be afraid of the sound of the wind. Put your window down, let your hair blow. All right. Tori said, I love to ride in silent. And one of my leases was like, Auntie, I need some music because I don't want to hear my thoughts. Ooh. Ooh. And yeah, Tori, I would have been the same way, like, wow. And that's when I would have been like, baby, listen to your thoughts. And I was not going to turn that music on because it wasn't the time. So, like I said, you were doing something for her and she didn't even know it. Now, Tori, I'm going to just ask you to sit still. And I want you to see if that conversation comes back around to her saying what was actually in her thoughts. Just hold that space for yourself. Don't question it. Don't ask her. Just see if it comes back around and see if she shares what those thoughts were that she didn't want to hear. Because that's a real thing. Some people do not want to hear their own thoughts. But you have to. You have to. And if your thoughts are not positive, and if your thoughts are something that you are afraid of, I encourage you to find somebody to speak to. Don't sit with those negative thoughts. Don't sit with those thoughts that scare you. If it's the thought that scares you, but it doesn't cause you any harm, then yes, by all means, deal with it. Think about it. What does it mean to me? But if those thoughts scare you and they can cause you harm, I encourage you to speak to someone because I need you and the world needs you. Understand that. And outside of myself, there are a whole lot of other people that love having you around. Okay? So don't be afraid of those thoughts. Those thoughts come for you to find a better version of yourself, whether they're good or whether they're bad. If they're bad, find somebody to talk to. Okay? If you don't have anybody else to talk to, I'm right here. www.lifecoachingwithdr.G. Hit me up. I am always here with a listening ear. All right? But tonight I encourage you, okay? Declutter your life. Declutter your mind. Don't be afraid to sit in silence, okay? Don't be afraid to rest. Don't be afraid to relax, okay? Don't be afraid when you get that space and you say no to something. Don't be afraid to just let that empty space sit there. Don't fill it with a Y. Don't fill it with an E. Don't fill it with a yes. Don't fill it with the yes. Just let it sit there and evaluate yourself. Acknowledge where you are. Acknowledge what you feel. Acknowledge where you want to go. And allow yourself to evolve to be a better version of yourself. All right? That space is there for you. Don't just hold space for somebody else. Make sure that you are also holding space for yourself. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you deserve to be good to yourself. Okay? You are that person that deserves to give you the best version of yourself. All right? So I thank y'all for joining me tonight on the 5th. Remember to declutter your mind, declutter your life, declutter your spirit, renew your soul, say yes to the space that you have, and don't fill it with a bunch of empty nothings just because it feels scary. Okay? God bless you. I love you. Remember, my future is forward. Your future is forward. And we can do this thing together. And the both of us can move forward together. Y'all be blessed.